Hi guys, it's Dr. Parth Palan here from KM Hospital, Mumbai. And today we are going to discuss on how to solve and review a grand test for NEETPG examination. I'm going to give you 7 tips which could really help you, which have helped me. So possibly I hope they help you. Let's go. Tip number 1. Solve GT on a laptop or a computer and not on your phone. See, because laptop and a computer, why? Because it will help you simulate the surrounding. Like you'll exactly know how you're going to be giving your examination on the day of the exam. And on your phone, why not on your phone? Because phone is, you can get distracted very easily. You can get a WhatsApp notification, although even if you switch off the notifications, it is highly likely that you could get distracted by something or the other. You tend to get distracted more often on the phone than the laptop, so I highly recommend to give on the laptop or a PC. Point number 2, at what time of the day should we be giving a GT? So preferably at that time of the day when your main exam is going to be there. So like for us, we had our exam in the morning. So as soon as we got to know that the exam is in the morning, I try to make sure that all my GTs that I give are always in the morning itself. And the most important thing here is to remember that okay, even if you are not comfortable giving in the morning or the afternoon, make sure you don't give a GT after your after your whole day gets over. Like for example, you leave for your hospital in the morning for your internship and you return, I mean, after your medicine duty at night or maybe in the evening. You are all, very tired after a hectic day. So don't at all. No means no. You are not going to attempt the GT after your internship that day, because you're going to be so stressed up, you're going to be so tired that even and that you could make such silly mistakes. So please don't try to do it at that time. You need a fresh mind to solve a GT. 200 questions is not easy to go in one go, so you need to have a fresh mind. So a big no for after internship. Next, tip number 3, tick mark the box of the guest answers. So basically, you must be knowing itself that each and every question, uske left या right side में there is this box where it's written guest. So that is for guest or guest, I don't remember. So guest, so whichever answer you have guessed, like कहते हैं ना वो तुक्का मारा है. So make it a point to tick mark this box always of all your tukkas. I'll tell you the importance of this in a few minutes. Just believe me right now and just tick mark that box. Point number 4, solve a GT one day before it expires. GT is available for I think 4 or 5 days, so you make sure that you wait till the end. Why? Because see, if you solve a GT on day number 1, then you will get the result on day 5. So after 5 long days, you will be getting your result. And result is not important. Result of any GT is not important. The most important part of it is the review part. So what I used to prefer is that the shorter amount of time between you give your GT and your review, the better you are able to retain things, better you are able to analyze your problems. So because it's quite possible you won't be able to compare, like when once you give it on day 1, your day 5 you would have forgotten half of your questions itself. So when it's fresh, most of the people give it one day before it expires. This is what I would like to tell you. But personally, if you ask me, I have never given even a single GT live, because for me, I always wanted that once I solve a GT, the very next moment I should be having the answers with me. I should be having the explanation so that I can review it in at that day itself. So for that, I never used to give any GT live. I have always given one day or 2 days after the GT expires, so that as soon as I click on the submit button, I have my result, I have my score, I review it in those 2 to 3 hours, so that I can save a whole day. This is personal, but still, I mean, if you and the only difference was that I never used to get my live rank or my live score. But like I've already said in my other video, that rank in GT doesn't really matter. The live rank, it's the competition is with yourself, so try to improve that with each and every GT. Point number 5, so this is very important. I have seen many people who have just started to give GTs. They review the GTs for so many hours. Like their whole day goes in reviewing the GT. The only mistake that they do is they review all the 20, all the 200 questions. So this is absolutely wrong. You are not supposed to review all the 200 questions, because what are you going to do reviewing those questions which you already got correct? There's no use. It's a waste of time. So that's why you have to make sure that you review these two, set of questions. One is the wrong questions, the wrong ones which you have got, and the second and the most important, like I told you, the guess correct ones, the tukke which you had put. These are the ones you need to review, only and only these. So, like for example, out of those 200 questions, you have got say around 70 wrong. Okay, so 70 wrong, so 70 wrong, and so your score is 130. But you also have guessed around, say, what, 30 correct. I mean 30, and which have come correct. So all in all, what you will be left is to review these 70 questions which you have got wrong, plus these 30 questions, which accounts to 100 questions. So 100 questions versus this 200 questions is going to save you a lot of time. Right, rather than reviewing all those 200 questions, you will be only be reviewing 100 odd questions. Okay, and also, what is very important, to make a separate book for all these questions. See, because GTs are very important, because all the subjects are there in those 200 questions, so it's not biased towards any subject. So you make sure that you make a separate book for all your wrong and your guess correct, so that you can always go back to that book to see your mistakes. Point number 6, the frequency. How frequently are we supposed to solve a GT? So like I said in my previous video also, that it has to be solved around 10 every 10 to 15 days, because if you solve it in a very short span of time, you will not be able to compare your previous score. It will just be for the sake of giving that you are giving. So it always has to be a gradual, it has to be a gradual progress. So for that, you will minimum, what I used to do, I used to do it every 15 days. So that's my advice to you. And well, the last and the most important tip is, do not be afraid, guys. Always attempt. See, any month of the year, you will have to start to give the GTs. I mean, you will always feel, before you start giving the GTs or before any GT, you always feel that no, it's not possible. 200 questions is too much. It's just not possible. But then, you will have to gather courage, and you will have to do it, because one fine day you have to attempt those 200 questions in NEETPG examination. So for that, you have to start now, and it's not that difficult, guys. You just have to have this concentration for 3 hours in a GT. You have those all the 19 subjects questions coming to you one after the other. You have to solve them with a calm mind. Most important, attempt, guys. No guts, no glory, no legend, no story. All the very best, guys. Thank you so much.